Hey there folks, welcome to this video, and here I'm going to be talking about the Hungarian Grand Prix, which has just concluded. And I'm going to be talking about results, so quick spoiler alert anyways. But it's weird to think that the race that's typically the midpoint of the season, just before we go into the summer break, where more often than not we've seen the driver, in this millennium, who is leading the championship at this point, going on to win the championship. It's weird to think that it's just round 3. I mean, it could still be very much the case, what with the results being something that puts Lewis Hamilton towards the lead of the Drivers' Championship. But I wouldn't really put that so much set in stone yet. Of course, a well-deserved second place for Max Verstappen, having put it into the wall on the pre-grid lap. I'm actually surprised that didn't break Parc Fermé and have them called to the stewards, but then I guess Grosjean last weekend was allowed to have things at break Parc Fermé because they said, well, he wouldn't be able to start the race otherwise. And then Bottas in third with a good recovery from what was a pretty awful start. I think my driver of the day, though, has to be 4th place, Lance Stroll. And that's weird for me to say. But Stroll is somebody who, I've always been quite critical of. I've always thought that he's a decent driver. I've never really thought that he's been made out for F1. And, well, he's proven us wrong there, beating Sergio Perez quite comfortably. And a well-deserved 4th place. Though, of course, Renault will decide to have their own kind of annoyances about it. Albon, again, a worthy contender for driver of the day in 5th. And what happened to Ferrari? 6th place for Vettel, 11th place for Charles Leclerc. It's weird because we were told that Red Bull were the ones having problems understanding their car. What with the poor performances in qualifying and in practice. But in the race, it seemed to come back towards them, whereas it sort of slipped away from Ferrari again. I think another highlight point has got to be the Hasses, who are running 3rd and 4th for quite a while because of the idea to pit from wets, because remember they were on full wets before the race, onto dries as the race was starting. It was brilliant strategy. It's a shame for Grosjean that they ended up down in 15th, but K-Mag getting 9th, and potentially, and I'll go talk about this in a moment, getting even more points, depending on what happens with Red Bull. Because, I've said some of the places that they crossed the line, as in Vettel 6th, Sergio Perez 7th, K-Mag 9th, Sainz 10th, Leclerc 11th, of course, Ricciardo and P8. But they could all be moved up one if Alexander Albon gets disqualified. Now, I believe that Red Bull should be called to stewards anyway because of repairing Verstappen's car on the grid and him not starting from the pit lane. But they're being accused of drying the grid for Alex Albon, which could be a time penalty, which won't really affect him because if he gets a time penalty, he was the last one to cross the line on the lead lap, so it's not going to drop him down anywhere. But he could get disqualified. Or they could do something which we haven't seen in years, I don't think. Well, I don't think we've really seen a precedent for it in terms of these kinds of incidents. A penalty for the next race. I think that would make a lot of sense, giving Red Bull a 3-4... Well, it would be 3, 5, or 10 place drop. Something like a 5 place penalty for the British Grand Prix, because, well, they gained an advantage. You can't really do a time penalty because there's no way you can do that whilst demoting Albon. But they want to give some penalty to Red Bull. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.